Hey there everyone, in today's video I'm going to be sharing some helpful tips with you on how to make healthy eating affordable. If you are new around here, my name is Marissa. I am a pharmacist and health coach, and I'm very passionate about healthy living, especially healthy eating, and I talk a lot about that here on my channel. And I really want to share with you some helpful ways to make healthy eating affordable so that this can become a regular practice for you. The tips that I'm going to share with you in this video have been passed down in my family for generations. My great-grandmother who passed things down to my grandmother, and then to my mom, and then to me, and I'm sure it dates back way longer than that as well. Collectively, my family has lived through some hard times: the Great Depression, World War I and II, times of inflation, and also times where they really just didn't have much money. That being said, food has always been very important in my family, and they really made it a top priority to make sure that they were putting nourishing foods and meals on the table for themselves as well as for the entire family. Right now, the prices for foods are so high, and figuring out how to put food on the table for the entire family is overwhelming. And something that has shocked many lately is how expensive fast food has gotten. Fast food had a reputation of being quick and cheap, and now it is not so cheap anymore. Now it is getting the reputation of being quick and expensive, in addition to not being all that healthy for you. I realize that some of you may be very skeptical about this topic, but with a little bit of creativity and some practice and also a willingness to not give up, I truly believe that there are ways that you can affordably eat healthy and nourishing foods on a regular basis for yourself as well as for your entire family. So here are 5 tips that I have learned from my family to help make healthy eating affordable, and as my grandmother likes to say all the time, to help stretch the dollar. Tip number 1 is to be intentional about what foods you purchase from the grocery store. Investing in staples that are more unprocessed than their counterparts. For example, oats, flour, animal and plant-based protein sources, fresh or frozen fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, potatoes, spices, and seasonings. These foods can be used in a variety of ways to make all different types of meals. Additionally, you can buy them in bulk when you see that they are on sale. For example, buying an uncooked whole chicken can be used to make multiple meals. You can roast it, eat some of the chicken meat right then and there, then slice off what is remaining and use that for sandwiches, salads, soups, and stews. And then you can take the bones and boil them up to make a broth, which then you can use to help make soups, stews, and even gravies. You can even freeze it for later use. Oats can be used to make oatmeal, muffins, cookies, granola, energy bites, and you can pulse them in a food processor to make oat flour. You can even use them in place of breadcrumbs when making burgers and meatballs. Tip number 2 is to fully utilize your foods. If you have some odds and ends of bread hanging around, don't throw them away. You can use them to make your own breadcrumbs. The tops of the celery with the leaves and the ends of the onion are usually pieces that most people would throw away, but you can actually save those and use them when you are making a broth. And as you slice off these foods, if you are not ready to use them right away, like as you collect them during the week, you can actually just place them in a plastic bag and freeze them until you are ready to make your broth. Another great tip is that the water that you use to boil your potatoes has starch in it. So you can actually save that water and use it as a replacement for milk in baked goods. You can save that in the refrigerator for up to a day before using it in your recipes. And another great tip is the pickle juice that is left in the jar after you've eaten all the pickles usually gets discarded, but instead of discarding it, you can actually use that for a marinade, for beans, or you can even use it to help you make a veggie dip. So that right there is almost like a free food in a way, because you were going to discard it anyways, and now you're going to repurpose it for something else. Tip number 3 is to cook more from scratch. Buying pre-prepared foods can increase your grocery bill very quickly. I know that it may not be feasible for most people to make everything from scratch, but even just making a couple of things from scratch can be very helpful for your grocery and food budget. For example, condiments like ketchup, honey mustard, barbecue sauce, and even mayonnaise can be made from scratch. In addition, we have salad dressings, tomato sauce, gravies, and even seasoning mixes like taco seasoning. Hey you guys, I wanted to take a quick moment to share with you a sneak peek into my cookbook. It's called the Simply Health with Marissa cookbook, Eating to Nourish the Body and Soul. I have always loved to cook. I grew up in my kitchen with a deep appreciation for both food and eating, and a few years ago, I felt so strongly about bringing this love of cooking, food, and eating to all of you. As a pharmacist and integrative nutrition health coach, I know and have seen what can happen to our health when we aren't nourishing ourselves by eating lots and lots of real, whole, nourishing foods. Our body requires nutrients every day in order to stay healthy, provide us with energy, and to help us thrive in our life. But in addition to this, a huge part of healthy eating is also learning to cook and eat foods that are going to provide us with enjoyment, satisfaction, and even love. And when we can balance these two, we are able to promote health and actually enjoy food and eating again. This cookbook shares 23 of my staple recipes that I cook all of the time for myself and for my family, and they nourish both your body and your soul. I hope that you use this cookbook to help make healthy cooking and eating simpler, doable, and also incredibly delicious. There is a link in the description box to order your own copy today. Tip number 4 is to figure out how to repurpose your leftovers. Look in your refrigerator, freezer, and pantry for what you have and use that to come up with a meal. For example, if you have leftover roasted chicken on hand, then you can shred that or dice it and make chicken tortilla soup, chicken cacciatore, chicken salad, chicken fajitas, or even chicken chili. You can add in beans if you are trying to stretch what meat you have left. Day-old bread can be used to make croutons or even breadcrumbs. Sweet potato fries can be diced up and added on top of salads and even added into omelets. And leftover rice can be used for stir fries, rice puddings, and in soups and stews. Tip number 5 is a cooking tip, and this is to cook with a cast iron pan. Once seasoned, it works great as a nonstick pan, and when you take care of it, it should last you a lifetime, and you can even pass it down to your kids. They are affordable, and you can use them on the stovetop as well as in the oven. Many other nonsticks are treated with chemicals that can be transferred into your foods when heated up. They are expensive and they do need to be replaced periodically. And tip number 6 is to keep things simple. Simple meals made with nourishing ingredients can help you to save money on your groceries and make some pretty amazing, nourishing dishes for you and for your family in the process. I would love it if we could fill the comment section with lots and lots of helpful tips. Maybe you do something that I haven't mentioned in this video, and I know that my other viewers and I would love to learn it. Please subscribe if you want to learn more on healthy living and improving your health, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!